Hope everybody's doing great. Had a great day today with the guys. Week's going well. Excited about this one. Everybody understands the environment we're going to have a chance to play in on Saturday night, and really good football team. But preparation's been good. Excited for this one. Ready to go play.
Questions? We'll start with Vince.
Josh, how do you balance what you've seen from Ole Miss defensively? They started out the year looking, definitely improved defensively. Last 2 weeks, you went up a ton of points. How do you evaluate those two types of teams?
Every week's different. Play the same team 10 times over on the same day. It's going to unfold differently. They got good players. They play extremely hard. It's the next step for us as an offense, and I say that meaning the next challenge. And for us, a lot of it is about us and growing and continuing to mature in our preparation, but then be able to adjust to what we see on game day. Each game has its own identity. We'll find out, during the course of play what that identity is in this game.
Go to the back.
Hey, Coach, just with, the sellout crowd, a lot of fans really hype about this game, how well the team's been playing. How big of a game do you feel this is for developing that new kind of culture here at Tennessee?
It's the biggest game, up until this point, because it's the only one we get to play this week. The environment, what our kids have done on the field, the work that they've put in, it's awesome that our fan base has recognized that, excited about what the players are doing inside of our program. They've built this opportunity. It's about our preparation and being ready to go play. Can't wait to see Vol walk, see the stadium checkerboarded out. It's, after the ball game last week when we started talking about this one, talked about, it needs to be a home field advantage, and obviously Saturday night should be that way. Can't wait to experience it with our crowd. Looking forward to it.
Austin and West.
Coach, I was going to ask you about some young guys. Julian Nixon, Trinity Bell, Cayman Marley. Kind of where do you have those guys working in practice, and kind of what do you envision out of those three, going forward?
Yeah, Trinity is really still coming off of an injury they sustained in high school, continuing to rehab, reshape his body as he goes through that process, doing some really good things with our strength and conditioning staff. The other guys are working on practice squads and continuing to grow. Physically, they're continuing to develop. Every opportunity we get a chance to get those guys work, we do. But they continue to invest and grow inside of our program.
Where do you have, where's Cayman? Where do you envision him playing?
Yeah, I think Cayman's a guy that's going to continue to, his position group's going to continue to unfold as his career unfolds here.
Josh, you talked about, kind of every game being its own kind of game, and how much time, if any, during the week do you spend kind of in your mind thinking, okay, if this happens, here's my answer. If that happens, here's my answer, in terms of how you respond, in the flow of a game, in terms of attacking or what the situation might be?
Yeah, situational football, it really unfolds, during the course of the game. You try to put yourself in unique situations. We try to do that on a day like today, and the last 5-10 minutes is spent as an entire team just going through situational football, substitution patterns, unique scenarios that come up, in particular, in the middle of the football field with special teams, and you got to have multiple units that are ready to go play. You try to prepare your kids and make sure that they're ready for those situations, your coaching staff too. But like fourth down calls, based on the flow of the game and where you're at, personnel, all those things, they kind of unfold during the course of the game.
Ben and Patrick.
Josh, last year Matt Corral was a little turnover prone, particularly in one game, and then this year he hasn't thrown an interception yet. Don't know how far you've gone back in terms of watching his tape, but what have you seen difference-wise from him, interceptions last year to this year?
Year one to year two as a quarterback in the system, continuing to grow as a decision maker. That's in part him, but it's also the guys that are around him too. And they've continue to evolve and grow as an offensive unit. He's a great playmaker. He does a good job of taking care of the football. We got to apply pressure to him. You also got to bottle him up inside the pocket. You let him get loose, he'll hurt you with his feet, but he hurts you with your arm first, or his arm first. And so we got to do a great job of matching people if we're in zone coverage once he does break contain. But we got to make it an uncomfortable night for him inside the pocket.
Josh, with Tyon, I think he's fourth in the SEC in rushing. Did you see that he could be as productive as he's been, as explosive as he's been with some of the big plays he's had?
Absolutely. His growth inside of what we're doing offensively and understanding of what we're doing, the physical attributes were all there. He's really grown physically. I'm talking about from when I got here in late January or early February to continuing to develop his body the way that you need to come from a junior college. He's got a high ceiling. You need him to be really productive.
Jake in Austin.
Going into Corral's scramble ability, what have you talked to the defensive line about this week, just in containing him and how to stop that?
Yeah, you still have to rush him. If you don't, he's going to sit back there all day long. But you got to maintain some rush integrity. And when we've done that, we've made it extremely difficult to get out of the pocket. When we haven't done that and understand the defensive call, where the other bodies are at, and what I need to do as a D lineman or a linebacker or a secondary player in the pressure, then we've given quarterbacks the opportunity to get out and extend and make plays. Can't do that on Saturday night.
Eric.
With the emergence of Brandon Turnage, Slaughter, Ollie Lane, how confident you guys are comfortable? Are you playing more in terms of depth of this football team right now?
Yeah, certainly more than we were probably week one. Every week you find more out about your identity as far as the individuals on your football team and their ability to handle and play during the course of play. They're also going to grow through that process too, and we've seen a lot of guys do that.
Wes.
Josh, how's Tyon doing? Do you think he'll be able to play on Saturday, or is that still up in the air?
Yeah, no, we early in the week didn't know what his availability would be as the week's gone on. He's been able to get more work. Ultimately, we make those decisions on Friday.
Yes.
Two things. Everybody talks about Matt Corral in terms of running the football and the dual threat he brings, but they're really good at running the football. What do you see from their running back specifically?
Yeah, they do a great job of understanding what the schemes are. They press the line of scrimmage. They have the ability to make you miss. They get pad under pad. They're well coached. They do a good job, but the quarterback makes the numbers right for them a lot of the time, playing 11 on 11. And offensive line, does a really nice job.
You always talk about special teams, the importance of that. What do you see from Ole Miss and special teams?
Yeah, for us, I think it's absolutely critical that we win that phase of the game. And there's been times that we've done a really good job and on all four major teams. At times we haven't been as productive as we need to be. Our cover units got to do a great job. They got to win at the line of scrimmage. They got to get off. Our punt team in particular, but our kickoff cover unit too. And to me, that's where it starts for us special teams wise.
What's been the response from your special teams units? I know you work it every single day in practice, giving up some plays here in recent week. What's been the response like?
Yeah, we've been really good too, with our cover units. Our punt team's been really pretty sound all year long. Kickoff cover, we've given up a couple returns. One that obviously went the distance. Other than that, they've been really solid. As guys have gotten hurt, you see new faces on there. It's a phase of the game where the new faces got to show up and be highly productive. Getting some of the guys back here from recent weeks will help us on those teams for sure. But the added experience, I think we got a chance to go out and play really well on Saturday night.
Josh, I'm curious your thoughts on a turnover-prone quarterback historically. How hard is it to maybe rewire a guy's DNA, that, so to speak, that has historically turned the ball over at a high clip? Is that difficult to rewire them?
Turnovers happen because your eyes aren't in the right place, your ball security mechanics aren't right, your decision-making is not right. Fundamentally, it can be a big issue just as far as being accurate with the football, and I'm talking about when you're throwing it. You can continue to grow and evolve and change the player with all those things. It's not about, the effect of it, you know what I mean, like the actual turnover. You got to rewind it and look at what the cause of all those things are, and then you have a chance to correct them.
Josh, another game where you guys faced a quarterback who can kind of buy time and make some plays outside the pocket against Pittsburgh earlier this year. Obviously, they made some plays in that game. Any certain area where your defense has taken some steps since then, or maybe gained some confidence that you feel may be better going into a similar situation this week?
Yeah, to me, it just starts with understanding of our schemes, right? And that's, base fronts, four-man fronts, and three-man fronts, understanding your rush integrity, but then you add in the pressures, and just the growth of our understanding of what we're doing is the first place that it starts at being better at that. That'll be a big part of the game, though, on Saturday.
Anything else, Coach? Finish with Jake.
Yeah. Coach, what have you seen from just Byron Young and how he's progressed in the last couple of weeks and really started to hit his stride a little more, I think?
Yeah, tough for him just not being able to play early in the football season. As he's gotten his feet on the ground, the playing experience, you see that showing up every single week for him, where he's making gains just in how he's playing, the technique that he's playing with. Always plays with great effort. That showed up a bunch last week.
Thank you.